Is fighting in your relationship healthy? Well, we head to the streets and we asked you.
I think it's basically based on communication. Just the more you guys start to understand each other more, just from every fight, just try to get a better understanding of the person. And if you did something wrong, always be the first person to take initiative and apologize.
A kiss. That's the only way I could think of right now. Otherwise, just fight it to the end.
I think communication is the essence of it. You should be able to communicate, because some fights you find that are unnecessary. It was because things weren't communicated in the first place, but also mutual respect. Even when there is a fight, when you're resolving things, you should be able to maintain that level of respect without being antagonistic or end up saying vile things to your partner, which you shouldn't have said in the first place.
I address issues. I sit them down, talk about it, and I think in us talking, we always have to remain true to our relationship, or in a sense remember that we're in a relationship, so always respect each other, don't be hurtful. So how we resolve issues is we talk about it.
Well, that was you answering whether fighting in a relationship is healthy. 0839133728. Dr. Eve is in the house. Now, before the break, Doctor, we also talked about when is it serious and when is it just a little tiff. We just had a call from Vusi saying, we're fighting about the same things over and over. Is that okay?
That's what most couples do, because they never get resolution, because they become afraid of actually dealing with their real feelings. Conflict is about how I really feel, and the scariness of talking about how I really feel. So we avoid talking about that. And also we become terrified and frustrated and mostly anxious about what this conflict means. Is he going to leave me? Is she going to leave me? So we just rather keep quiet about it. And then you end up with this vicious cycle of the same argument about the same issue never being resolved, because nobody actually wants to just stay still their mind, be quiet, and listen to what the other person has to say.
But you just said it revolves, or it comes back because it's unresolved.
Absolutely.
How do you solve it?
You've got to actually deal with, even if it's sane, we actually can't agree on it. Let's see how we can manage the differences.
So is that okay, Doctor?
Yeah, absolutely. There are absolutely many issues that couples have that remain unresolvable. We call them unresolvable issues, and just how do we make peace with it? And it's like, it can't occupy the entire relationship. It's like, here is a little bubble called unresolvable issues, and if they are not like serious things, then that's what it is. If they're really serious, it's going to impact on the rest of your relationship. And then you really have to question, do we have values that are in common? Can we actually raise a child? Do we have the same value system? Can we actually engage with people, with extended family, education? What are our values? And those are things that people should have worked out before they got committed.
Okay. Well, you just said it as well, that we don't have to agree. We can just hold it in that space of, okay, so we are disagreeing about something. If you just tuned in, Dr. Eve is in the studio, and we are talking about whether it's healthy to argue or fight in a relationship. So verbal communication. Doctor, when is it a raging argument? It should stop. It's bad, or just a tiff?
So when you feel that your anger has escalated to such a point that you have lost control, what's called, you have got dysregulated emotional responses, when your responses are completely irrational for the actual subject that's been discussed, that's because you've got a whole trigger event that has happened. And so you're not in the moment, and that you're absolutely feeling, I've lost control of how I am feeling, and your response to be able to get control of how I'm feeling is to continue to fight very viciously.
She hasn't spoken to you in a week, giving you the silent treatment. He is not chatting to you. What's the right way to manage an argument? We're going to talk about that after the break. Dr. Eve is here, and you giving us a call on 0839133728. Dit is jou Goed vir Ontbyt program, en ons is nou weer terug.